Hi, this is Kira from Super Kids Speech. Today, our Super Kids Quick Tip is about choosing great books for your toddler. You know, all books are not created equal, and they're not created for the same age either. I get a lot of parents telling me, my 2-year-old won't sit for a book. I know reading is great for them and it develops their language skills, but they won't pay attention. So we have to make sure that we are choosing books appropriate for their age and that we are engaging with them in a way that's appropriate for their development as well. So this tip involves 3 parts. Number 1, choose books that don't have a lot of words and don't have a long story narrative. Number 2, choose books that are interactive and use more than just the visual sense. And I'll show you what that means in a minute. Number 3, you don't have to read all the words on the page. You can interact with your child without having to follow a story narrative to keep them more engaged. So I'll go through each of those. Not choosing books with a lot of words is important because your child is not ready to sustain attention for long periods of time and really understand that narrative that goes along with each page. So books like this are great beginner books for 1- and 2-year-olds because they just have pictures of common objects, everyday things that they see that you can discuss, and will get them really engaged. Aside from that, you really need to pay attention to how you interact with them. If you're the one turning the pages, pointing to the picture, asking them a barrage of questions, it's really an adult-centered activity. What we want to try to do is make it a child-centered activity. So give your child the book to hold in their lap while you sit next to them. Let them turn the pages, let them point to the pictures and look at you, and then you can label them. Talk casually about the items in the book. Don't barrage them with questions. So that's important. Number 2, choose books that are interactive. So I have a couple of examples here. This one is a touch and feel book, and it's really cool. Every page they have something to touch, and that will help sustain their attention on the book. Aside from looking at the pictures, they can also use their sense of touch. Another example is using kind of like a peekaboo book. Like this one, the tabs come up and down, and then the animals appear and disappear. And that really is teaching cause and effect. So that's fun, and that will keep them engaged as well. It's something to do with their hands. It's something that they can see appear and disappear. So they're going to really be engaged with that. And then a last example is like a flap book, where each page has a little flap that comes down, and you can find something behind there. Again, keeping their hands busy and keeping them engaged to see what's behind the flap. And then the last thing is you do not have to read every word on the page. So even if you do end up having a book that is like a storybook, for example, something like this, make sure you choose a book that doesn't have a lot of words. The words are not very complicated. This book is only about 8 pages long, and it's very simple, and the storyline is super short. But if you're in, maybe 2 pages and you find that your child's not paying attention, maybe they're not ready for that yet. And you really don't have to read the words. You can just let them point to the pictures, name the animals, pretend, make up something that you might think that is going on, and interact and engage with them in that way. So hopefully, if you follow all of those tips, you'll be able to have an enriching reading experience with your young toddler. Thanks for watching. Hope that helps. See you next time.